I know throughout the years that I volunteered, and as I say, I'm not saying I'm a long-term volunteer. I've only been actively involved in a big way from about 2004. There's a lot more people that's been a lot longer than what I have contributed. But there's been a few things in the club, throughout those few years where people maybe wanted to pay others for coming into the club, and if that had have happened, I think I would have I would have hung up the shoes. I would feel very, very strongly about pay. Now obviously we have to pay outside contractors to come in, but the day that we start paying our own local contractors to do work in the club, when there's a lot of other people doing voluntary work, that doesn't sit comfortably with me, and I think it would be a sad day if we had to pay our own locals to actually
So as far as you see, this professionalism is not going to sit comfortably beside the volunteer section. It's going to be a very difficult marriage.
It is, yes, it is. But I work in a business too, and you have to employ professionals. You can't do everything yourself. So I totally appreciate that you have to sometimes bring in outside help. But if you seek that help from your own community, then by no means should it be paid for. And I would feel very strongly on that. But I certainly agree with maybe the likes of Crow Park hiring in professionals to do the job, but from a local community level, no way. The local community should not be hiring in paid staff to do work that volunteers can do.
Just speaking on the professionalism, and which means money, and as you all know, the economical situation is at present very tight in society. How do you feel this impacting on a small rural club like this one?
Well, there's no doubt about it. Things have got a lot tighter. Through business everywhere, they've got a lot tighter. But I think a lot of people are actually using the economic climate as an excuse, not to contribute anymore. There's some valid reasons why people shouldn't be as generous as they once were, but I think some people are using it as an excuse, and certainly I can see that in parts of our own committee. It's always very easy for the committee to say, no, it's bad economic climate out there, you'll not be able to raise those funds or get as much as we did last year. That's a very, very easy answer to say, when in truth it's just an easy way out for them. So yes, there's an bad economic climate out there, but I don't think it's as bad as people would make it out to be.
Do you think there's a future for the GAA? What do you think its difficulties might be ahead? Will someone survive in the future with all these new approaches?
I believe that it has never been as strong. I went to a recent meeting in Armagh, and one of the commentators at the meeting said that the GAA, a few years ago it was like a closed shop, but I feel now that it's open. The community is certainly open to anybody in the community. There's no secrets in it. I have never been at a meeting yet where somebody has said, "Oh, hush, hush, don't say that to anybody out there." It's a public meeting. Anybody can attend. We cover all sections. And I would say, don't make it too professional, because that is the big selling point of the GAA. Volunteers, doing stuff yourself, doing it for your club, so don't get too professional. And if it don't get too professional, then it will be in safe hands. And from my own personal view, that yes, I didn't kick a football, so I was useless completely on a football field, but everyone has strengths out there. So it's one thing to the GAA would be to say, tap into everyone's strengths. Just because somebody doesn't play a football, they may be good at fundraising, they may be good at selling tickets, manning the gates, whatever. So everybody has strengths outside the football arena.
Finally, Adrian, this club of Lissamon, it has had some big days in the past. It has been in finals of the junior championship, which was a big thing for them. They'd be opening a new field, opening a new hall. How did you feel in those days?
Well, I was like some others, not saying many others, but I tended to. I went to those big days. I went to the Armagh All Ireland final. I went to the junior championship final, and in fact, I think I've been to maybe 2 or 3 down finals. Dare I say, All Ireland finals. But I would treat them as social occasions. You know, I certainly didn't go with any enthusiasm for watching the football or seeing somebody's technique improving or whatever. So it was mainly as a social outing, but certainly I was delighted when the teams won and brought victory back to our county or our club. It was a great day.
Well, Aidan, thank you very much for those kind thoughts and your reminiscences and memories. I'd like to personally thank you for your contributions towards the club, particularly in the technology side of things. You could say in a sense that you were largely responsible for drawing the club right into the 21st century. You have all the latest mod cons up and running there, and thanks very much for your presentation here.
Thank you.